stay with trucks on our roads because they really are so important to us. The message, learn from us. That's the message for South Africans from Zimbabwean truck drivers. They're stuck at various truck stops near the Beitbridge border post after trucking companies stopped the transportation of goods into South Africa. The truck drivers say similar events in Zimbabwe have left their country impoverished and desperate for investors. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now by eNCA's Lindokuhle Xulu. Lindo, hi. Just tell me exactly why the trucks are experiencing a problem so far north of KwaZulu-Natal.
Well, Sally, you'd remember that South Africa is said to be one of those destinations for many of the trucks coming from African continents, because South Africa's harbors are used to transport various goods to other parts of the world in terms of European countries as well as other countries. So what we understand is that trucking companies have put a stop on trucks proceeding to other parts of the country. They're saying that after jumping the border, they must actually be stationed in some of these truck stops. I'll just move out of shot. My colleague Elia Posilele will show you some of the trucks have been put on hold to say that they mustn't go anywhere. This is because of the fears that they might be torched or they might be targeted while some of the riots are taking place in South Africa. So what you are seeing now is many of these trucks. The situation is basically that they have been here since the beginning of those riots, and they're saying that they're waiting for a go-ahead from some of the trucking companies to say that they must then proceed to South Africa. But the real issue is the fact that these trucks, some of the trucks they've seen were targeted earlier on, and they're saying that what they want is a clarity from government, but clarity also from the scenes coming out of South Africa that everything is in order for these trucks to proceed to various provinces such as Johannesburg, Gauteng, which is one of the provinces that was affected by some of these riots, as well as the Durban Harbour, where some of these trucks, we understand, are set to go. So at this stage, every truck that is going towards some of those areas, we understand, has been stopped, and what they are waiting for is basically a signal that everything is okay for them to proceed safely so that they can actually do their jobs.
Yes, and it was interesting speaking to Patrick O'Leary of Fleetwatch magazine earlier, and now that the N3 and the N2 have been secured, the trucks are very happy to move along those routes. But of course there are concerns, as you say, on the other routes, and people bringing goods into South Africa, I suppose, want to guarantee that they're not going to get caught up in any further looting. And you had a really interesting conversation with a Zimbabwean truck driver, and Patrick actually was referencing that. It obviously caught his attention as well. Tell us about that conversation.
Well, we had a conversation about some of the anxieties that drivers are having, particularly those that are making their way, that are supposed to be making their way to Durban as well as Gauteng. What they have told us, in fact, was that they are quite scared. Yes, they've seen this year in, year out. They're saying that it's usual for them to be anxious while taking the South African route and moving to various provinces. But one of the things that really caught my attention, Sally, was in fact some of the Zimbabwean truck drivers, as you rightfully say, one of them, Walter Mapingiri, who basically said that one of the things they're worried about is that South Africa, which they deem as a semi-European country, they're saying that it's as good as London for them, because what is in South Africa is something that is not a reality in Zimbabwe. So what they're saying is that they are worried about the manner in which South Africa, in this case, has chosen, South Africans have chosen to handle their business in terms of protesting. They're saying that South Africa has indeed have to find proper ways of dealing with some of the problems they have. But what they are saying is that we must learn from them. We must learn from the country Zimbabwe in terms of how it's rescinded with its economic issues as well as other issues. They are saying that we must not go down that route, and they're saying that what they are seeing playing out on South African streets is exactly how Zimbabwe dwindled its economy. So let's take a listen to that very interesting conversation I had with Walter Mapingiri, just giving us a sense as a truck driver but as a Zimbabwean as well of what they believe is going to happen to South Africa if really we go down this route of looting and destroying infrastructure that is said to benefit the economy.
If you look at our situation in Zimbabwe, we didn't like to be in South Africa. If things were right, we wouldn't be in South Africa. Things were bad in Zimbabwe. The way we dealt with our situation in Zimbabwe was bad. We really understand. Even when the locals are are complaining to say foreigners are taking our jobs. Sometimes we feel it. We feel it because it's their right to be in their country. It's their right to fight for their country. But destroying property, destroying infrastructure, that's a waste because we don't have that. Like if I tell you in Zimbabwe we don't even have a mall, you won't believe that. But we don't have one. And then you ban a mall that took years to build, to construct, that has families being fed with that mall, and you destroy it. Where are we going? We want one mall in Zimbabwe, only one, where we can go to say there's ShopRite here, there's Checkers here, there's Clicks here, there's you name it. We don't have, but you destroy them.
Yeah, Linda, I think raising questions that so many of us, the majority of South Africans, I think, have been left asking this week. Thank you so much from that reporting at Bite Bridge, our colleague Lindokuhle Xulu there.